drive the economy back to its feet, that the banks need to be rescued and so on. Major part of the trillions of dollars mobilized were to those purposes. That failed. The rich people getting more money in times of crisis, they save that money because they don't trust the future. The big corporations and banks getting that money, they build their own assets, they buy the smaller ones, but they don't reactivate the economy or do that extremely slowly. Whereas the countries, and there are examples, that are using that money to support their own poor, the poor people spend that money, or the government spend that money in education and health, in improving the infrastructure for the rural populations, in helping the small farmers, majority of which are women, to get back to their feet. That money is spent and it revitalizes the economy. Not because the poor people have a better understanding of the global economy or feeling of responsibility towards it, because they have no choice. They need the money to eat and to educate their children or for their health. So when we have always said that it's ethically just, is also economic good sense. And that is the message that we are passing, and that is a message that is starting to be heard. In a very unequal world, that doesn't happen easily. Many countries do not have the reserves, the capacity, and so on to spend that extra money. But since we do have a global economy and we do have a global crisis, on a global scale the same principle applies. There is a responsibility. This crisis is no tsunami that just happens like an act of God. It was man-made. Perhaps women-made also. Not that many women in the power positions to decide, but there are some. And we have to hold them accountable also. Shouldn't people responsible pay for the damage they are creating? Shouldn't people that suffocated the world in a model of development that now everybody finds failed have a debt for having exhausting the air of the world? If there is to be dignity for all, shouldn't every human, men and women, have a breathing space in the world? And who is to pay for the cleanup? That's the discussion that in these days in Copenhagen is being held around climate. Now, if people, because of their basic human dignity, have an entitlement, then we can start thinking of the world from a different perspective. I am perhaps dreaming a bit here, but it is the dreams that make the world move forward. And I hope that is the lesson that we learned here in Ghana, and I hope that we find the wisdom and clarity and discussion and enthusiasm in the coming days to transform that inspiration into concrete plans of action. Thank you very much.